Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I'm here at the Optus Stadium today, which you'll see a bit more of in a second. I've recently announced on Instagram that I'm with Bix now, so thank you to Bix for supporting the journey for my training leading up to Transcend Ultra, which is a 65-kilometer race. Yeah, that's super exciting. It's in about a month from now, so I definitely have to do a lot of training for that. Today we're going to be doing a 30-minute tempo around Optus Stadium. The reason for this is because I usually talk about how threshold intervals are better than continuous tempos, but because I'm training for a longer race, I want to sometimes still hit those longer tempos just to make sure I'm sensible at pacing and not overdoing it and crossing threshold, like 15 minutes into the run. So I'll have to go a little conservative at the start to make sure I don't overdo it, but that's going to be the main purpose of this. So I'm not going to be going that quick. 30-minute tempos aren't actually that quick. With threshold intervals, which is what I do most of the time, I'm doing that tomorrow morning and making another video with someone else. The benefit of that is that you have the breaks in between to let the lactate come down a little bit before the next rep where you're going back up. So you're actually spending more time at threshold, whereas today in my 30-minute tempo, I have to go so sensible in the first 20 minutes, and I might only be at threshold for the last 10 minutes. Because if I overdo it at the start, I'm going to cross threshold, and if I go too chill, which is still better than going too quick, I probably won't hit that threshold zone that I'm trying to hit until the last little bit. So that's why I don't do it that frequently, but it's still good to do it sometimes to make sure you're sensible. So long-winded way of saying it, hopefully it kind of makes sense. I'm gonna go warm up now and have my carb drink mix. I have a gel inside as well, which I have right before, and then yeah, we'll get cracking. Today we're going to be using a special pair of shoes, which I recently got. Yeah, it's from 361 Degrees. It's called the BioSpeed Pro, and apparently it has a glass fiber plate in it. I don't feel like this is glass fiber, but I don't know. It must just be marketing jargon, but I still feel like it's going to be a really good shoe. I don't actually care whatever plate is in it, as long as it's good. So yeah, we're going to find out today. It looks really promising for people that have slightly wider feet as well, because I've already tried it and they definitely do accommodate for the width. So I think I'm going to use this quite a lot for training, and it gives me OG Next Percent vibes in terms of the shape, the material, the upper, the laces as well. Like, there's a lot of good stuff about it so far, so it's looking very promising. And yeah, breaking them out today, first running them, gonna do a 30-minute tempo straight away. Yeah, they fit massive. I reckon I could have gone, oh no, they just fit wide. I think they're pretty true to size in terms of length, but they're definitely wide though. So I'm gonna have to do these laces up quite a bit. And I do have quite wide feet, so it just goes to show that this really is accommodating for any width, I guess. And if you're looking for a racing shoe, this would be perfect if you have wide feet. You can kind of see there. Even the tongue, I don't know, it's like very reminiscent. So I'm sure there was a bit of like inspiration from Nike for this shoe. There's a lot of similar stuff about it, and I'll definitely double knot them, even though these laces are really good. These types of laces are the most grippy, or not grippy, but they just stay done. Like, they don't come undone, which is nice. What I'm gonna do now is 2 by 400 meters at threshold with like a 45-second jog in between. And I usually do that so that I'm starting with a slightly elevated lactate value, because if you go straight from a jog into a 30-minute tempo, a better example will be if you go straight from a jog into a fast race, you're probably going to shock the system a bit. If you do threshold in the warm-up, you're actually stressing the aerobic system enough that you're starting to work the glycolytic system. So when you do start the race, you're already using lactate as a fuel. So that's the mentality behind doing threshold in the warm-up. I made a whole video on that, so if you haven't seen my video on how to warm up properly, definitely go check that out. And that's why I'm doing threshold in the warm-up. So yeah, 2 400-meter reps, and then we'll get cracking with the actual 30-minute tempo. That's enough of yapping.
Yeah.
Right, so that was 30 minutes at exactly 3:30, even the whole way, and I covered 8.6 Ks. I think I hit threshold sort of effort earlier than I wanted, so even though I think I'm a sensible pacer, it's still like really good practice, because yeah, I haven't done a long tempo in a while, and I feel like I forgot how to do that because I'm so used to doing threshold intervals and running a bit quicker. That's why there is a time and place for it still. I probably should start doing it like once every month now, because I feel like I'm getting too carried away with the threshold intervals and going quicker at threshold, and I'm starting to think that I can hold a certain pace for a longer amount of time. So yeah, not too happy with how hard that felt, but better than nothing either. Like, I'm fitter than I thought, but still not where I want to be is kind of the place we're at. But yeah, I'll still take it. It's still good stimulus. I got another workout tomorrow to cram a lot of threshold in a short amount of time. So yeah, it should be good. Thank you to Olivia for filming. Cool. So yeah, I just finished my cooldown. It wasn't that long. I probably should have warmed up a little bit more, like jog, and also a longer cooldown as well. But I want to talk a bit about the shoes because I have some thoughts on it. And yeah, it's quite interesting. I actually really do like the shoes, but it's not really made for stuff like this, the 30-minute tempo, because you have a really high cadence when you wear the shoe. I know I originally said that it's like reminiscent of an original Vaporfly, but I would actually go back and say that this is more like a streak fly vibe, so a lot closer to the ground than it looks. I do believe it's not the 39mm stack height limit, so it's like 35 if I'm not mistaken. So a little bit lower to the ground compared to your typical super shoe, but it's like extremely lightweight, probably one of the lightest shoes I have. And you don't get that much bounce from it, but because it's so light, you actually take extremely fast steps. So I feel like I went out a bit quicker than I should have in the 30-minute tempo, but I can see this working really well for like my 400-meter threshold intervals, speed workouts as well. If I'm on the track, this would be sick. I can actually get my cadence high enough to go full speed. I would actually say I prefer this shoe over the Flame 4, which is another shoe by 361. Because the Flame 4 is more, you know, similar to all the other super shoes. It's not that different to your Alphafly and whatever. Whereas this is quite niche in the market. Like, not every brand does it kind of thing. So that's why I think there's a hole in the market for it. And yeah, I'd probably recommend this shoe over the 361 if you want to try the brand for the first time. I believe I'm getting like 4 shoes sent from them, which are like daily trainers, training shoes, jogging shoes. So I'll tell you everything about their whole lineup, but this brand definitely has something going about it. So yeah, I reckon they could be big pretty soon. I'm gonna try and get this bigger over in the East as well. They're starting to try and get it a bigger brand in WA here in the West. But yeah, we have some pretty cool plans. I'm not sponsored or anything, but they did send me the shoes, so thank you so much. And again, I genuinely like it, so shout out to them. Good shoes.